Malpractice charge hits Byjus. NCPCR issues summons. NCPCR probes allegations of predatory practices. Did Byjus mislead parents into taking expensive loans? Arnab debates at 10 p.m.
Outside a liquor factory in Firozpur demanding to shut down the liquor factory, Punjab police lathi charging on these farmers who've gathered in large numbers.
Karnataka's Gadag district, where a teacher allegedly thrashes a 10-year-old schoolboy to death.
In Telangana, Sirunagar, students of a government junior school staged protest demanding the education minister and the government to provide toilet facility inside the college.
From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 10, powered by Century Pro Wood.
Ladies and gentlemen, when parents sign up for a course, an educational course, they do so for the welfare of the child. Not to fall into a debt trap, but today there are allegations that parents were lured, deceived, and hard-sold courses by Byjus. These are allegations that the NCPCR is probing, so they are serious. If true, even 10% of it is true, then the claims are very grave, because this would mean that children have been turned into products to reflect bloated valuations. Tonight, the hashtag Byju scandal is the focal point. We present the facts, and after that, we debate.
Byju's boasts of an extensive reach. 64+ million app downloads. 115 million registered learners. But beneath the surface lay allegations of predatory pricing the apex child rights body is now probing.
हाल ही के दिनों में एक आर्टिकल फिर पब्लिश हुआ जो समाचार पत्रों में प्रमुखता से छापा गया, जिसमें ये फिर बताया गया कि इस तरीके की हरकतें ये कंपनी कर ही रही है। तब हमने बायजूस के सीईओ को सम्मान करके बुलाया है और उनसे स्पष्टीकरण मांगा है कि वो किस तरीके से ये माल प्रैक्टिसेस में अभी भी शामिल है। उसके बाद हम आगे की कार्रवाई करेंगे।
The allegations include playing on the fears of parents and coercing them to opaque payment models.
अभी आपने जो पेमेंट की इनको, उसका अगर आपको पसंद नहीं आया और आप रिफंड चाहते हो तो रिफंड का भी कुछ सिस्टम है, रिफंड या कैंसिलेशन का?
रिफंड अभी मैंने कैंसिलेशन की मेल डाल दी है, बट ऊपर से कोई वो नहीं आया। मैंने तो मेल डाल दी है, ट्विटर पे भी कर दी, मेल भी कर दी, जो मेल आईडी मुझे दी थी उनके बायजूस सपोर्ट पे भी डाल दी, कैंसिलेशन भी कर दी, लेकिन उधर से कोई मेंटोर का कोई कॉल नहीं आया। ये कैसे सामान कहाँ भेजना है, एड्रेस नहीं दिया, फिर उसके बाद रिफंड आएगा, अभी कोई कॉन्टेक्ट नहीं हुआ है मेरे से।
Another parent says there are thousands of complainants like him.
I saw so many tweets. I mean, I'm the single, in my neighbors or my friend circle, nobody was enrolled for this Byjus. But after searching on Twitter, I saw so many tweets. They are suffering with all these things. I mean, they are chasing for the cancellation, they are chasing for the refund, they are not responding.
The complaints date back to 2021. In fact, the SFIO was sounded an alert and duly wrote to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs about the matter. The RBI was alerted on the allegations of unauthorized lending, with parents being misled into signing up for loans.
Byjus, on its part, responded to the NCPR last year, saying it had a robust refund policy, saying that its employee culture does not permit misbehavior, saying that it had rigorous checks in place.
And now, the CEO of the Edtech firm has been summoned by the NCPCR. If the allegations are true, could it all have been to bloat user tallies and valuations? Let's debate.
Viewers, this matter is serious, and the chairperson of the NCPCR is joining me right now, Priyank Kanungo. Mr. Kanungo, have you validated the complaints? Now, I know that you have a lot of complaints and you put out a statement. You have how many complaints do you have, and on what basis do you believe there is a prima facie case here of malpractices or, luring of children and parents into loan-based agreements and exploiting them? How serious is the case? Have you prima facie investigated it, or are you just technically looking at a complaint?
देखिए, ये आज का नया मामला नहीं है। हमको सबसे पहले दिसंबर 2021 में जो शिकायत मिली थी, वो अपने आप में 40-50 इश्यूज़ का, 40-50 केसेस का बंच था। हमने उस वक्त मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन को लिखा, हमने आरबीआई को लिखा, हमने एसएफआईओ को लिखा, और सभी एजेंसीज़ ने उस पर एक्शन लिया। मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन ने एक बहुत डिटेल एडवाइजरी इशू की, जिसमें रिलेवेंट प्रोविजंस का उल्लेख किया और सभी एडटेक कंपनीज को आगाह किया कि उन्हें किस किस तरीके की चीज़ों से बचना है। एसएफआईओ ने आरबीआई को और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉरपोरेट अफेयर्स को इस बारे में लिखा, और उसके बाद लगातार हमने भी ये माना कि अब चूंकि सरकार ने इतना स्पष्ट बोला है, तो कंपनीज अब उस नियमों को, उन कानूनों को मानेंगी। हाल ही में हमको ऐसे न्यूज़ आर्टिकल्स देखने को मिले जिनमें लगातार रिपीटेडली इस तरीके के इश्यूज रेज किए जा रहे थे। हमने बायजूस में ही काम करने वाले लोगों से बात की, उन्होंने हमको बताया कि किस तरीके से एक सेल्स एग्जीक्यूटिव को दिन में 200 बच्चों के नंबर दिए जाते हैं और 200 बच्चों को उनको बात करना होती है। सेल्स के हिसाब से उनके इंसेंटिव तय होते हैं, और बच्चों को एक साइकोमेट्री टेस्ट से गुजार कर, बच्चों के पेरेंट्स को ये बोल कर कि भाई आपका बच्चा तो बहुत बुरा कर रहा है एकेडमिक्स में, इसलिए आपको ट्यूशन पढ़ानी ही पड़ेगी, और एक तरीके का भय का वातावरण बनाया जाता है। और सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट बात, जो फर्स्ट जनरेशन लर्नर्स हैं, जो लोअर इनकम ग्रुप के लोग हैं, जो समाज के उस तबके से आते हैं जो अपने बच्चों को पढ़ाई के दम पर खुद का जीवन स्तर उठाना चाहते हैं, समाज में बराबरी चाहते हैं, उनको ट्रैप में फंसाया जा रहा है।
ये कह रहे हैं ये जो बायजूस
को सम्मन किया है,
ये जो बायजूस के जो स्टेटमेंट आई है, ये कह रहे हैं कि आप समझते नहीं है इन चीज़ों को, मतलब आपका नाम नहीं लिया है, मतलब जनरली बोला है कि जो प्रॉफिट बेस्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं, और बायजूस कह रही है हम प्रॉफिट बेस्ड ऑल फॉर प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, हमारी सेल्स टारगेट्स हैं, और हर जो प्रॉफिट वाले ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस है जिनका टारगेट प्रॉफिट है, उनका सेल्स टारगेट होता है, इसमें कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, वो कह रहे हैं।
ठीक है, देखिए, भारत में कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, भारत में कानून है, पॉलिसीज हैं, और कहीं भी आप तो नई शिक्षा नीति उठा के देख लीजिए 2020 की, क्या कहीं भी आपको ये देखने को मिला कि शिक्षा को एक व्यावसायिक गतिविधि मान लिया गया? तो कानून की बात हुई। हम फिर भी ये बात समझते हैं कि आप मार्केट में हैं, आप व्यापार कर रहे हैं, आपको सैलरीज निकालनी है, आपको मुनाफा कमाना है, आपके शेयर होल्डर्स हैं, आपको उनकी चिंता करनी है, हम सारी बात समझ रहे हैं। इसका मतलब आप ठगी करेंगे, आप बच्चों के साथ चोरी करेंगे, इसके लिए थोड़ी बिजनेस होता है। बिजनेस करने का काम जो होता है वो एक ईमानदारी से कैसे बिजनेस किया जाता है। आपका प्रोडक्ट है, आप बेचिए, लोग आपके पास आए, आप उनको दीजिए, लेकिन आप बच्चों के घर तक जाकर उनके नंबर्स इधर उधर से कबाड़ कर और उनको फ़ोन करके कौन सा साइकोमेट्री टेस्ट लेते हैं आप, और किस बेसिस पे आप बच्चों से ये कह देते हैं, बच्चों के पेरेंट्स से, कि इसके फ्यूचर की चिंता तो छोड़ दीजिए, आपने इसका पास्ट खराब कर रखा है। और इनका कौन सा कंटेंट ऐसा है जो आईआईटी के एंट्रेंस एग्जाम के या मेडिकल के एंट्रेंस एग्जाम के क्वेश्चन बैंक्स डिसाइड करता हो? ये एक तरीके का डर का माहौल बना के डर बेच रहे हैं और बच्चों को डरा के व्यापार करना चाहते हैं।
ये तो बहुत ही बड़ी बात आपने कही है।
वो हमको नासमझ समझे, हमको बेवकूफ समझे।
प्रियांक जी, जो आपने कहा है वो बहुत बड़ी बात आपने कही है, ये आपने कहा है, और इस पर मुझे पता है कि आज के बाद और इस पर ज़रूर पूरे भारत में डिबेट होगी। और मैंने और एक बात कही थी आज प्रोग्राम की शुरुआत में, मैंने कहा कि देखिए जो प्रॉफिट है, वैल्यूएशन है, बड़े बड़े कंपनीज बिलियंस वैल्यूज हमारे इतने बिलियन, 10 बिलियन 20 बिलियन की बात करते हैं, वो ठीक है, मगर कॉर्पोरेट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होनी चाहिए। सिर्फ कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं कि आपने अपने प्रॉफिट का 1% या 0.5% किसी एक्टिविटी में डाल दी। कॉर्पोरेट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ये भी होती है कि इस केस में तो आपके कस्टमर बच्चे हैं, तो आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी और भी ज्यादा होनी चाहिए, कम नहीं। आपने कहा कि बच्चों को ठगने वाली बात या बच्चे और उनके पेरेंट्स को ठगने वाली बात, ये बहुत कड़े शब्द है आपके। आपने ये बात क्यों कही, इस पर जरा बताइए, क्योंकि बड़े बड़े फिल्म स्टार हैं, उनको करोड़ों रुपए दिया जाता है ये कहने के लिए कि ये कोर्सेज ले लीजिए और आपका बच्चा ये हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा, मगर आप कह रहे हैं कि ठगने वाली बात, और इतने बड़े कंपनी के बारे में आपने कहा, तो जरा इसको जरा विस्तृत तौर से हमें समझाइए, इन लिटिल बिट ऑफ डिटेल प्लीज।
देखिए, मैं थोड़ा सा विषय से हटकर भी आपको एक बात कहूंगा। ये फिल्म स्टार्स की बात तो छोड़ ही दीजिए, वो तो तंबाकू का भी विज्ञापन करके बच्चों को एल्यूर करना चाहते हैं कि बच्चे तंबाकू खाने लगें। तो ये तो फिल्म स्टार्स की बात तो छोड़ ही दीजिए, बात आती है कंपनी की। तो बच्चों को फोन करके, बुला के, उनके घर जाके, ये कौन सा तरीका होता है? आप कौन सा टेस्ट लेके ये बता देते हैं कि बच्चा आज से 8 साल बाद, 7 साल बाद, 10 साल बाद आईआईटी का एंट्रेंस एग्जाम पास नहीं कर पाएगा? 3rd, 4th, 5th क्लास में पढ़ने वाले बच्चे का आप ये प्रेडिक्शन कैसे कर सकते हैं कि 10 साल बाद वो क्या करेगा? आप बच्चे की एबिलिटीज पे संदेह कर कैसे सकते हैं? हमारे सवाल बड़े जायज हैं, लेट देम कम, उनको आके आंसर करने का हम मौका दे रहे हैं ना। वो पब्लिक प्लेटफॉर्म पे जो भी बोलना चाहते हैं वो कमीशन से भी आके बोलें, क्या कहना चाहते हैं। और वो इतने ही जिम्मेदार होते तो वो सम्मन की डेट का वेट क्यों कर रहे हैं? अगर वो पाक साफ हैं तो उसके पहले आके भी अगर हमको जवाब देते तो हम तो उनका जवाब स्वीकार करते ना।
वो उन्होंने रिप्लाई नहीं की है आपको। आपने कहा कि वो बच्चों के घर पहुंच जाते हैं, इसका कोई प्रूफ है आपके पास? आप कह रहे हैं कि वो फोन करते हैं बच्चों को फोन करते हैं कि बच्चों के पेरेंट्स को फोन करते हैं? मतलब आप कह रहे हैं कि प्रिवेसी एक तरह से नंबर्स फॉलो अप किए जाते हैं, वल्चर मार्केटिंग होती है। आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं इसमें? जरा इसको समझाइए प्लीज, आपके पास क्या इंफॉर्मेशन है इसको लेकर? प्रियांक जी,
बच्चों के, देखिए ये सारा कुछ शुरू हुआ कोविड टाइम्स के दौरान, और बच्चों का डेटा कहीं ना कहीं से लिया जाता है और बच्चों के पेरेंट्स को, बच्चों को फ़ोन किया जाता है, उनके घर जाया जाता है, टेली कॉलिंग के माध्यम से व्यापार किया जाता है। अरे भाई, अगर कोई बच्चा अपने एकेडमिक्स में ठीक नहीं कर रहा है, उसके टीचर्स हैं, उसका स्कूल है, वो उसको सजेस्ट करेंगे कि आपको ट्यूशन जाना चाहिए। अगर आप मार्केट में अच्छी सर्विस प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, कोई भी आ जाएगा आपकी दुकान पर। तो दुकान चला रहे हैं ना, लेकिन दुकान उठा के लोगों के घर क्यों ले जा रहे हैं? ये आपका काम नहीं है।
घर ले जाना मतलब क्या? आप कह रहे हैं कि घर पहुंच जाते? बच्चों के घर पहुंचते? कौन पहुंचते हैं? इनके सेल्स पर्सन
फोन करते हैं। इनका एक बहुत ही सुदृढ़ सेल्स नेटवर्क है, हमको अभी तक जो पता चला है। और इन्होंने तो आप आपके ही चैनल के लोगों से पूछिए कितने लोगों के घर इनके फ़ोन गए, मेरे सहयोगियों के इनके फ़ोन गए हैं, मेरे परिवार के लोगों के पास इनके फ़ोन गए हैं। ये तो एग्रेसिव मार्केटिंग करते हैं भाई।
और ये पूरा रिजेक्ट कर दिया इन्होंने, जो रिस्पॉन्स इन्होंने हमें दी है। उन्होंने कहा है कि ये सेल्स पर्सन जो है, इनकी अथॉरिटी नहीं है कोई भी एक सेल्स प्रोसेस को क्लोज करने की। यानी कि जिन लोगों के बारे में आप कह रहे हैं वो ऑलरेडी उनको बचा चुके हैं। जो रिस्पॉन्स है उनका, उन्होंने कहा है कि जो सेल्स एग्जीक्यूटिव है बायजूस में, वो सिर्फ सेल्स प्रोसेस को इनिशिएट करते हैं, क्लोज नहीं करते। उतनी अथॉरिटी नहीं है उनकी, ये कह रहे हैं।
ठीक है,
कह रहे हैं हमारी ऑडिट टीम है, हमारी मॉड्यूल है, हमारे पास एथिक्स है,
कुछ प्रमाण है
जी।
अरे सब कुछ है, सब कुछ है, सब कुछ। जरा सोशल मीडिया पे आप जाके देखिए कितने लोग प्रताड़ित, दुखी और किलप रहे हैं इनके नाम से। और ये वो लोग हैं जिनको सोशल मीडिया का एक्सेस है। और मैं बात में उन लोगों की कर रहा हूं जो घरों में काम करने वाले मेड्स, ड्राइवर्स, लोअर इनकम ग्रुप के लोग, रेहड़ी पटरी पे दुकान लगाने वाले, छोटे सीमांत किसान, जिनको टारगेट किया जा रहा है और ये बताया जा रहा है कि आपके बच्चे का भविष्य खतरे में है। मैं उनकी बात कर रहा हूं। इनको मेरे कमीशन में आके जवाब देने दीजिए, और ये जितना झूठ बोलेंगे कानून की उतनी सख्त सजा इनको मिलेगी, आप निश्चिंत रहिए।
Priyank Kanungo ji, thank you very much. These are very serious allegations, and
thank you.
We have someone from Byjus, I think, joining us on the program. Thank you, Priyank Kanungo. This is getting a matter of grave concern, actually. Very, very grave concern. And everything cannot be met with a dismissal. That is my view. We have Sanju Varma, national spokesperson of the BJP. We have Kishore Subramaniam, founder of Shri Consultants. Advocate Anubha Srivastav, she's president of the India-wide Parents Association. Well-known child rights activist. Mehtab Alam is the parent who complained against Byju. Some parents are complaining against Byju's now. That's getting very serious indeed, isn't it? Anisha Motwani is a brand and innovation expert. Advocate Chirag Naik of MZM Legal LLP. Are you representing in any way, directly or indirectly, Advocate Chirag Naik Byju's?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Independent.
Yeah, just wanted to. Okay, thank you. Tanveer Ahmad of the JDS from Bengaluru, and Vineet Singh, spokesperson of Byjus. Vineet, very, very technically phrased response email from Byjus. I saw it. We completely deny using malpractices and aggressive sales tactics. We are profit-based organizations. We have a rigorous but fair-based, whatever. It's sort of technical language. Let's come to the moot point. Has your company ever done telemarketing calls on children to push your programs? Have you or your representatives at any point of time?
I'm unmuted.
Pardon me?
I am unmuted.
Yeah, I see you're unmuted there, sir. Is that Vineet?
No, that wasn't me.
Okay, thank you. So I can see you there, sir, Kishore. But my question is to Vineet.
Yeah.
Vineet, has at any point of time Byju's, its direct representatives, indirect representatives, carried out telemarketing calls on children to push your courses?
I'd like to give a very direct and categorical answer to that. No, and the answer is clearly a no.
You never call children. You never call parents. There has never been any push call on anyone who's a probable customer, being a child.
No, so I'll explain that, right, Arnab? We don't go about making cold calls to, sell our courses or sell Byju's or sell any of our educational products. We only call customers or people who are interested in our products once they've given us a touch point into our system, which would either be, showing interest on the website, or they've come in through a referral, or they've reached out to us through one of the leads forms across our ads.
No, one second. This is again, I'm sorry, Vineet, it may be direct, but it's a very indirect reply. I'm not asking you whether you do cold calls, hot calls, or calls with leads.
Yeah.
I am asking you whether, and I think you understand my question, whether you call children or their parents based on a database which you may have, based upon a lead which you may get, to push your courses, based upon information which may be available to you, will then go into where you got the information from. But do you ever call customers who are children? Have you ever made such a call?
No, we won't make calls to the children. We would make calls to the parents. If there is an interest, we will call. That is the first line of communication that you would like to have to speak to anyone who's shown interest in your course.
So how do you establish the interest is another point. But now let me come to a specific.
Sure.
You have a business to run, I'm sure. But here's a question. Does Byjus directly or indirectly sign parents into loans or not? And the question is, do you get parents into a debt trap? I'd like to have Kishore and Sanju in this part of the question. Do you directly or indirectly sign parents into loans or not?
So we as a company do not offer any loans to any customers.
No. Do you directly or indirectly sign parents into loans or not? I think, Kishore, the question is not being answered. No, 1 second.
No, Arnab, I am answering the question.
Arnab, let me intervene. The question is not being answered. Like any other corporate, they make people sign on papers where the financial terms, the obligation, the loans, the EMI is not understood by the customer. They are not an authorized NBFC. They have lending partners. They indirectly make people sign. Their people have approached me as a parent, and when I question them as a financial expert, asking them the details of the loan, the EMI, they have no financial knowledge.
1 minute.
So let me be very categorical and clear.
We have two sides out here. This is 1 minute, please. Now this is getting more serious at this stage. Advocate Anubha Srivastava, are you there? Advocate Chirag Naik, please come into the debate. Sanju, I'm just coming to you in a minute. The NCPCR has categorically observed that families are unaware of the terms and conditions of the loan that they are signed into. Vineet, your reply suggests that you don't directly do it, but you don't deny indirectly doing it with lending companies, which amounts to the same thing.
No, I'm not saying that. I just said in order to assess students that require financial support, we connect the parents to reputed third-party banks or institutions.
So you do the same.
And it's then on the parents and the banks to have a connection and then take things forward.
No, so that's all right, but your answer should have been yes or no, we do. Because I asked you, do you directly or indirectly? You're saying we indirectly sign parents into loans. That's what I understand. Anubha, what do you think?
Yeah, thank you for having me here. And Arnab, I think this is a very serious issue where students have also approached me. The JEE aspirants, they are suffering since past 2 years with this course material which they are selling, misleading course material they are selling, and even they have not refunded the money after the cancellation of the course. So yes, there are issues which are being noticed, and by NCPCR, students have approached me, parents have approached me, and I have also sent a communication to NCPCR in this regard. And yesterday also I had a word with the chairperson, sir, and I have sent all the letters to him. The students have written to me. So yes, there are mis-selling. There are several evidence which even I have seen.
What's
and,
your so then the parents get into a loan trap, and I'm getting a confirmation here, Advocate Chirag Naik, that third-party lenders are therefore involved, right? And the next question will be: have they ever partnered with lending companies? I'm not mentioning specific lending companies, but I have information. And are parents informed of this involvement of lenders, or are parents unwittingly led through aggressive marketing into debt? Advocate Chirag Naik, what's your take on this?
Arnab, I can't independently verify these facts. I am not involved with Byjus. I don't represent them. But it is very important here to note that this problem has to be bifurcated into several silos. The first problem is whether there is a data privacy, data protection issue. Because obviously somebody is getting data which relates to children.
Yeah.
Is the entire system failing them? Do you have schools giving this data? Do you have people close to these children giving these data? Number two, whether it is a case of aggressive marketing. And number three, is this aggressive marketing deceptive? I think these are the three silos in which this problem has to be looked at.
No, but
and I think Byjus would be best placed to answer these questions.
I get that. But you are again, in a way, protecting Byjus. I want Sanju to come in, where you're saying the question is, where do you get the data of the children and the parents from? But the question is, do you use the data for your profit motive? You are trying to say it's a societal problem, I'm saying that if a corporate is using the data of children or parents, which is, if it's coming from schools or tutorial centers or wherever, it's very confidential data. I don't think any child is or parent has said that you can go and use the data and then make the number publicly accessible and then spread it out among all your marketing systems, and perhaps tomorrow you will make a commercial benefit of it. Don't tell me that all this data is not shown to prospective investors in hyping up the company's valuation. So this is getting to be a very serious issue. We're talking about the future of Indian children, millions of them. So Sanju, there are bigger issues that are getting involved now.
Arnab, I first want to lay out a couple of facts out there. I think the introduction to the program by you was excellent. It put things in perspective. People like us have been proud of first generation entrepreneurs. Byjus today has a market cap of $22 billion, and Byju's promoter, Byju Ravindran, has a personal net worth of almost $4 billion. And how shameful is it that the NCPCR had to actually summon Mr. Ravindran, who's due to appear before the NCPCR on the 23rd of this month. And the basic premise of summoning him is this: is there a case of data breach, data privacy being taken for granted? Yes. But the more important question is not about data privacy being encroached upon or about deception. The more important question is that the NCPCR prima facie found that Byjus and Mr. Ravindran have been actively tricking, quote unquote. This is what the NCPCR says. Byjus has been actively tricking parents to get into loan agreements, and when parents have wanted to exit these loan agreements and have demanded a refund, that has not been forthcoming from Byju's end, which is also tantamounting to what we call in layman terms as fraud and cheating. As simple as that. Now, I will just tell you this, that the Modi government encourages entrepreneurial vigor. We've said that umpteen times. But at the same time, let's not forget that companies like Byju's are not profit or profitability oriented. It is the 115 million registered users, the 60 million app downloads that they've got. This is what keeps the revenue model going. And Byju's gets its valuations not from the profit it makes, it gets its valuations from the revenue it generates. Please understand, in financial year 2020-21, Byju's had a revenue of only 2,428 crores, but it had a loss of 4,588 crores. And you will be surprised to know, despite running a loss of almost 4,600 crores, Byju's goes into the market and purchases a Singapore-based company for $600 million in July 2021 called Great Learning. So is Byju short of funds? No. But is Byju still showing losses? Yes. Does Byju's need to be probed? Yes. Have they been coaxing parents to get into loan agreements? Yes. And
so we qualify this. Sanju, we qualify this with one point. Every private sector company in this country has a right to seek its own road of growth, organic or inorganic. However, this is not about growth. And I want to bring in Anisha in on this, and I want to bring in, let's get in Anisha in, let's get in Tanveer in, is dying to come in, and I'll put the Byju's representative in the middle, and maybe I'll be off air as the voice for a while. The question is this: every company can grow. Every company can grow. Question is, how do you grow? And how much can you outsource to third parties to create a legal protection around yourself and say, I don't know the person carrying out the predatory practices. If he's doing something, it's very bad. But then, why is he doing the predatory practices? Do you do psychological assessment of children, which makes and go to their parents and say that unless they take a Byju's course, they will achieve nothing or achieve substantially less than what they could? Second question is, and Vineet, hear this carefully, were any parents tricked to taking out loans to pay off the EMIs? And if the EMIs are not paid, then their CIBIL score gets adversely affected. So if someone does not like your course and cannot pay or chooses not to pay and says that I want my money back, I'm not going to pay the rest of it, there is a direct impact on the individual CIBIL score. So actually the parents gets into some kind of blackmail.
No. So Arnab, I'm going to respond to all of these
Then why
queries.
is it that 22 customers of Byjus, and I'm reading from a report, several from low-income homes, spoke to a media house about how they had been aggressively targeted by Byju's salespersons, forced into paying for courses, tricked into taking loans and ultimately left out of pocket. This is a report that came out on 14 December 2022.
Yes, Arnab, I've read the report and I'd like to reply. And with all due respect to all the panelists here, you know, extremely harsh words like cheating and fraud is being used. And with all due respect, if I get 30 seconds to answer all the questions, will be amazing. First of all, data privacy. We are not going out and taking data, as you would say, from some schools or from some friends. Data that we are using are people who are showing interest on our courses across various platforms. They tell us that we can contact them, and that's when we go out and contact them. That's first on the data privacy.
You're saying that anybody who has ever been spoken to by any Byju's representative has contacted you first. It's never been a call based on a lead that you got or a presumption that you think this person may be interested. There is no presumption. That person has sent
Presumptions are not made.
Yeah.
No,
Presumptions are not made. No. Suppose you are saying to me that Kishore, who says that he's been at the receiving end of Byju's, you are saying Kishore was desperate to get someone in his family to get into a Byju's course, and that's why he was contacted.
No, he would have he would either downloaded the app or he would have had some connection with he would have connected with the Byju that somewhere, and that's how his data came into the system. Otherwise, there's no way we can have his data, right?
Kishore.
Let me answer you this clearly. I have never downloaded the Byju app. I have not gone to a website and clicked the interest. I have not generated a lead. I have got random calls as I get from many banks, many institutions. I have got a random call. And let me tell you on the financial part, I know parents who have signed on loan documents which they don't understand. I have spoken to this guy and asked him to explain the CIBIL impact on a loan. He doesn't know the interest rate. He doesn't know whether it is flat or diminishing. He doesn't know what is the numbers. He doesn't know whether it is linked to the repo rate or not. He does not know what happens if I default. The refund policy is written in point blank, in small fonts. And if the refund doesn't come, please understand the bank tells contact Byju. Byju says we don't have a cancellation done yet. The emails don't get answered. It's a roundabout which has to go.
One second, you don't have a cancellation. 1 minute, you don't have a cancellation policy.
So let me clarify.
Let me clarify. A cancellation policy?
No, we do, and I think this is incorrect what's being said, and I'll tell you what exactly is the policy. And let's address the loan piece that we're talking about as well. A parent, when they say that we would like to get a loan for this, they are connected to third party. We facilitate connections with to get them financial support, and that's on the parent and the banks and the financial institution that go out and make connections and go out and figure out how to take the process forward. Please understand, all terms and conditions are explained to the parents. That's part number one. As Kishore mentioned, rightly so, there are some people who may not understand. Who may not understand the terms and conditions.
So it's the parents' fault.
There is an audit process. So Arnab, if a sale goes in, it's not that I have gone to Kishore right now, sold, he signed a loan document and the sale is closed. That's not how it happens. There are 3-step internal and external audit process that happens. Once those 3 processes
So you are admitting that you are carrying out some form of unauthorized lending?
No, I didn't say that. I said we are connected.
He doesn't know the details of the loan that is being sold.
No, I've clearly said that the parent is connected if they require financial support.
No, but who are you to connect the parent? Why are you indirectly doing it?
But Arnab, when you're going to buy a car and you're there and you want to buy a car, you have banks who are there to support you to take a loan to buy the car. We are not saying we are not supporting a bank. We're not saying go to a bank. We're saying there are financial institutions that can support you. Please go ahead and take that support if you want to.
But when I buy a car, the bank which sells the loan, their representative is in the dealer showroom. In this case, the Byju's representative is talking about the loan, not the lender. Let us make this point clear. If your person is selling the loan, he's not an authorized seller. He's not a financial consultant. He doesn't know about loans.
I'm categorically telling you that a Byju salesperson is not selling loans. That's point number one. Point number two, on the cancellation.
Sorry, lost your audio. Can you unmute yourself?
Sorry. On the cancellation policy, we have a 15-day no question asked refund policy. And irrespective, if you should cross 15 days. Irrespective.
That's really quick. I'm sorry, 1 second. This is wonderful. You're saying that I'll give you a 6-month course or 1-year course. You better decide you like it in 15 days. If you come to me on day 16, you can take a walk. What kind of cancellation policy?
No, I didn't say that. I said we have a 15 days. You didn't say that, but what do you mean by a 15-day policy? Arnab, we have a 15 days.
Are your courses, what's your longest course like?
We have courses across multiple tenures.
What's your longest course like?
I think the longest, I mean, it depends on what the parents bought, but I think it's 3 years.
3 years. And what's your shortest course like?
I'll have to check. I think it's about 6 months.
So you are saying that I take a 2-year maths course. On day 16, I realize that I have been fooled. I don't like it. It's not going to help me. The marketing claims were too much. But I come back to you and you say, listen, go to hell. It's been 15 days. You're not getting your money back. That's really quick. You put a lot of pressure. And may I ask you, by the way, Vineet, please explain to me and you ask Mr. Byjus Ravindranath to come on my program next time, directly, instead of trying to contact us and this and that, and we are putting him here. Tell him that Arnab asked you a question. Tell him he's been an educator, he's been a tutor and all in the past, pretty good one, I'm told. But tell him that in which education academy do you have a situation where you take the money up front and then say that within 15 days, which may literally be the first 4% of the tenure of your program, you got to decide whether it is for you or not. And if you come on the 16th day, you will be told you won't get the money back. That's exploitative, Vineet. That's exploitative. That's exploitative. You explain the rationale of 15 days. You explain to me today why 15 days. I'm going to stick on this point, and you please tell Byjus that Arnab is waiting for the call. Tell him to call the program right now. We'll go live, right? We'll go live. We'll go live.
I'll explain the rationale.
No, explain 15 days.
Yes. So we have a 15-day, as I said, and I was not allowed to complete, we have a 15-day no question asked refund policy.
So 16th day you ask questions?
16th or the 17th day or the 30th day or even
would you ask? For example,
yes, we would ask the customer, the student, or whoever's in touch with us in terms of what exactly didn't go well around the course, why would they like to cancel, and why would they like to initiate.
So you put yourself in the role of a judge at that time, and you say, come to me with your complaint trial. I shall decide whether I accept your feedback. Do you give back the money? Do you say to me tonight that regardless of the question I ask, I put no subjective assessment, I will return you the money?
No,
that is wrong.
Depends on. Arnab, that is, it is called feedback. When you get feedback from people, when you ask people what didn't work, it's feedback so that we can improve our own course. Right? That's exactly what we try to do when we ask questions.
Tanveer,
it's all about getting feedback.
Tanveer, why are you getting nervous, Tanveer? What is wrong? What is your complaint?
No, I'm not getting nervous, Arnab. Absolutely no complaint. Arnab, here we have 90% of the edtech companies closed down. Here we have the world leader. And we are all trying to crucify a company which has changed the way education system looks in this country. My children, I don't know whether people who are sitting out there, their children have gone to Byjus or not. My children have gone to Byjus. They were immensely benefited. I'm not sitting here as a politician. I'm sitting here as a person.
You're sitting here like an ad company for Byjus.
And got immensely benefited.
You've come to advertise Byjus.
Arnab, let me answer it, Arnab. Please, no, I'm not advocating. Why should I advocate? Neither I'm going to get benefited out of Byjus. This would be my last program with Byjus. But here is a world leader who changed the education system of this country. Every company do have their marketing
No,
policies.
I don't think they did. I don't think. I'm sorry, Tanvir.
I am running multiple
I'm sorry, Tanvir. Just chill down on the hyperbole. Chill down on the hyperbole. This is like saying that Devegowda changed the politics of this country.
Rather than
why there are so many complaints? Why there are so many complaints against
time the chairperson of NCPCR came.
Yeah.
Sir, NCPCR took cognizance recently. NCPCR was not aware
I have really come to know that the BJP has really decided to crucify one company. Ma'am, please, ma'am.
NCPCR was not aware on this. So many students have filed complaints.
When your time comes, please answer, ma'am. 1 second.
If NCPCR has taken cognizance, then it's a serious.
Just before investigating, he's announcing a judgment against.
May I please come in?
It really shows there are certain.
There are several evidence.
So there are people.
Several evidence.
The local or international agencies, I don't know.
Lewd. Absolutely wrong.
What kind of a debate is this?
Out of 40 million people, there would be 100, 200, 500 complaints. Out of 40 million people, there would be 100, 200.
Okay, I want to bring in Mehtab Alam on the left also, along with. Just a minute. May I request you, Tanvir, not to get into. Tanvir, you decide whether you come as a parent or as a politician. You started by speaking as a parent. Now you're talking like a politician. Now you don't have to make a political argument of it. 1 minute, please. You are no 1 minute. Now हमारे साथ तनवीर जी, आप जरा मेरी बात सुनिए. आप अकेले पेरेंट नहीं है भाई साहब. जरा मेरी बात सुनिए. मेरी बात सुनिए. हमारे प्रोग्राम में आज मेहताब आलम जी हैं कानपुर से. और मेहताब आलम जी इधर तनवीर अहमद जी हैं. कहने बायजूस तो सबसे अच्छी चीज़ है. और बायजूस के प्रवक्ता आए हैं पहली बार हमारे प्रोग्राम पर. इनका नाम है विनीत जी, है ना. और मेहताब आलम जी ये कह रहे हैं सब कुछ झूठ है, कुछ इधर कुछ भी हुआ नहीं. आपके साथ आपकी क्या एक्सपीरियंस है? आप खुलकर तनवीर जी को बताइए और बायजूस के प्रवक्ता को बताइए.
जी, जो भी हमारी बात सुन रहे हैं तो ये समझ लीजिए कि
अरे भाई तनवीर जी सुन लीजिए ना इनकी बात. ये ऐसी क्या बेसब्री है आपको?
हेलो,
आप दूसरों की बात सुन लीजिए. ये क्या है?
जितना बोलते हैं
आप दूसरों की बात सुनिए ना.
सबसे पहली बात जो
पहले इनको शांत कर देते. मेहताब जी 1 मिनट. मेहताब जी बहुत आज मतलब विचलित लग रहे हैं. मेहताब जी 1 मिनट रुकिए. पहले मैं तनवीर अहमद जी को काम डाउन करता हूँ. मेहताब जी आइए स्क्रीन पर और इनको बताइए. हाँ, और तनवीर जी डिस्टर्ब मत कीजिए प्लीज. आपको आखिरी चेतावनी दे रहा हूँ. हाँ बोलिए मेहताब जी, बोलिए.
जी, ये जितना बोलते हैं बायजूस वाले उतना है नहीं. सबसे पहली चीज ये कहते हैं कि पर मंथ हम आपसे फलाने से इतने पैसे लेंगे. 24 मंथ की आपकी फीस बांधी गई है. तो जब मेरी किस्त कटती है तो पता चलता है कि 24 मंथ के वाले 12 मंथ में पैसे निकालने की कोशिश करे जाते हैं. ये फिर इसकी अगर कंप्लेन करो तो कहते हैं सर 1-2 महीने ऐसे चलेगा, फिर आपसे निकाल लिया, मतलब जितना आप कहेंगे उतना कर दिया जाएगा, 1 पर मंथ कर दिया जाएगा. मतलब जब सारा निचोड़ लेंगे पैसे तो बचेगा कितना? और फिर मैंने इनसे कहा कि मेरी फॉर्म. जी सर.
आप कह रहे हैं 1 मिनट मेहताब जी, आप कह रहे हैं कि 24 किस्तों की बात हुई थी, यानी कि 12 इंस्टॉलमेंट्स की बात हुई थी आपके साथ. और आप कह रहे हैं कि 24 महीनों की बात हुई थी और आपने कहा कि 12 महीनों में पैसे को निचोड़ने की कोशिश की है.
जी हाँ.
आपको क्या कहा गया था?
जी, मुझसे कहा गया था कि 24 महीने में आपको देना है. ये पूरे 2 साल का एग्रीमेंट है पूरा. मैंने कहा ठीक है. फिर जब महीना पहली किस्त कटी तो 2 महीने की इकट्ठा काट लिया 1 ही महीने में.
आपने किससे बात की?
ये मेरे अकाउंट.
आपने बायजूस के किसी भी रिप्रेजेंटेटिव से बात की?
जी हाँ, जो मेरा एजेंट था जिसने मेरा एडमिशन कराया था बच्चे का, मैंने उसी से कहा था. मैंने उससे ये भी कहा था कि अगर तू ज्यादा मतलब 3000 के ऊपर चेक कटेगी आएगी तो बाउंस हो जाएगी. तो उन्होंने कहा नहीं सर 3000 के नीचे ही रहेगी. और फिर भी इनने बस 5500 के ऊपर चेक लगा दिया. ये कहिए कि मैंने पैसे डाल रखे थे क्योंकि मेरी क्रेडिट खराब ना हो.
और जो ये व्यक्ति हैं जिन्होंने आपको बेचा वो बायजूस के एम्प्लॉय हैं, डायरेक्ट है कि इनडायरेक्ट है? किस कंपनी के?
जी, उनकी रिकॉर्डिंग बायजूस के हैं.
बायजूस के आप
जिन्होंने मेरी पूरी. हाँ, रिकॉर्डिंग भी है उनकी, पूरा आगे समझा गए थे, लिख गए थे, मैंने लिखा हुआ भी रख लिया था इसी मारे, क्योंकि मुझे 2-3 लोग कहें थे ये फ्रॉड है इन लोग, तो मैंने सब कुछ सबूत के साथ शुरू से ही लेके चला हूं मैं इसी मारे।
आपके पास सब सबूत है। दिस इज बिग। 1 सेकेंड, विनीत यू आर लिसनिंग, प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड। विनीत जी आप कहिए इनको, इनकी बात सुन रहे हैं आप?
मतलब सर मेरे को पता है आपके साथ आपके पास कोई कंप्लेन है, बट इट विल बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर मी टू go out and try and address a complaint that's just come up in front of me. We'll have to look at it. We'll have to figure out what if there is a problem.
एक मिनट, विनीत जी responding to you. ये कहने की देखना पड़ेगा। ये कह रहे हैं आप जो कह रहे हैं इस पर कोई मतलब वो अभी कुछ नहीं कर सकते, कह रहे हैं देखना पड़ेगा। आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे उनको?
मेरे को ये केस लेना पड़ेगा।
जब तक बैंक में जो बार बार आ रहा है चेक, मतलब मैसेज आ रहे हैं बैंक से, क्या बोलते हैं फाइनेंसर की तरफ से फोन आ रहा है, वो कह रहा है कि मतलब आपको देना ही पड़ेगा 12 मंथ से पहले, कोई मतलब आपका फॉर्म कैंसिल होएगा ही नहीं, आप चाहे इतना कोशिश कर लीजिए।
हाँ सर, तो जैसे मैंने बोला मेरे को स्पेसिफिकली इस कंप्लेन के डिटेल्स को देखना पड़ेगा। बैकग्राउंड में जाके और आई विल अंडरस्टैंड।
विनीत प्लीज ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द सीरियसनेस। मैं आपको कह रहा हूँ मेहताब जी, आपने जब ये बायजूस की कोर्स के, आपको किसने कांटेक्ट किया था? आपको बायजूस के कोर्स के बारे में कहाँ से पता चला था? आपकी इंटरेस्ट कहाँ से आई? आप इसमें
सर
क्यों आए?
मैं बच्चे को छोड़ने, जी सर मैं बता रहा हूँ, मैं बच्चे को कोचिंग छोड़ने गया था, कंप्यूटर क्लास, वहां पर इनके बंदे खड़े हुए थे। तो उनने बताया, हाँ उनके बंदे हर कोचिंग सेंटर के बाहर खड़े रहते हैं।
इंटरेस्टिंग।
मतलब जो भी गार्जियन आए अपने बच्चों को छोड़ ले, बस उसको कैच करने देना है।
अनीशा ऑन द राइट एंड संजू आल्सो। मगर विनीत, दिस इज इंटरेस्टिंग। संजू इज कमिंग बैक ऑन द डिबेट। वी हैव गेट अनीशा आल्सो। मेहताब जी रहिए। विनीत, आप जो कह रहे हैं ये तो बिल्कुल उल्टा कह रहे हैं। आपने कहा कि हमने कभी किसी को किसी भी तरह से कभी भी अप्रोच नहीं किया। क्या मेहताब आलम जी जो कह रहे हैं बच्चों को कोचिंग के लिए छोड़ने जाते हैं तो आपके वहां पे आपके लोग वहां पे बाहर खड़े रहते हैं उनको एग्रेसिवली मार्केट करने के लिए? क्या आप झूठ बोल रहे हैं कि मेहताब आलम जी झूठ बोल रहे हैं? विनीत जी
यार, अगर सर आप मेरे को ये बोल रहे हो कि मैं किसी को झुठलाऊं, वो तो गलत बात हो जाएगी। पर हमारा प्रोसेस यही है कि जब तक इंटरेस्ट आगे कस्टमर के तरफ से नहीं आता
नहीं, आप कस्टमर को ब्लेम कर रहे हैं। आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दिस लॉजिक। विनीत सी, all this is I need to say this in the context of your 1 minute, Vineet, in the context of your extremely aggressive marketing activity. And I find it very inappropriate, Anisha, that a company that goes around paying film stars, and by the way, where's the film star now? Who's the film star? Where is he? Where's the film star? Where's the film star? Where's the film star?
Arnab, may I make
We'd like to know, Vineet, where's the film star? Does the film star have any social responsibility tonight? Now the question is, you can't just grimace away or smile away. This is a question the country is asking. The question is this, Vineet. The question is this. You have spent all these months saying, Kishore, I bring you back, Kishore. You spent all this month saying, come to me, customer, come to me, child. Come to me, child, come to me, customer. I guarantee you a future. You come to me. And today, when the parent asks a question back, he says, go away, customer, go away, child, go away, parent, don't ask me. You signed up for it. These are, please go back to your advertising agency and ask them what sense they make of what you're saying now compared to what you said earlier.
Arnab,
your relationship with your customer does not end the moment you do your billing. What is wrong today, your relationship with your customer cannot end. The relationship with Mehtab Alam cannot end the moment you do your billing.
Our customer, there is no relationship that ends for us anywhere across.
One second, just hold on 1 second. To Mr. Tanveer first, I would like to say that even Sam Bankman changed this world. It's not Byjus, but today he is charge sheeted. Second point, out of millions of customers, 500 complaints are small. This is no excuse. If you say, I have only done one murder, that is not good enough. Third point, when you sell a product, you should either have a license or you should know the product.
Sir, don't
and
give
the
me your
last point,
logic.
Mr. Tanveer, hold on. Mr. Tanveer, hold on.
I talk to people like you every day. Don't give me this. Don't give me this rubbish logic.
Rubbish.
You can give this rubbish
Mr. Tanveer,
logic.
let my logic be rubbish, but listen to the rubbish, Mr. Tanveer. Please understand, I was campus, not even when...
Keep your stupid logic onto you.
Stupid,
Don't
you
give
said?
this to me.
Okay.
Don't put it on my face. Keep
My
your
stupid logic
to
is
me.
not Sam
Give
Bankman
it
also
give
changed
it
the
to
world.
Byju's
But today he's
spokesperson.
under
Please don't
charge
give me
sheet and
this logic.
extradition. Please
No,
understand
don't
that.
give me this stupid logic because I'm not going to buy your stupid logic. You
Please
have
don't,
come with an agenda. You have come with an agenda. I'm not going to succumb. If you want to
I
speak,
don't
speak
belong to
the
any
Byju's
political party for
spokesperson.
your information.
Don't give me that
I am
logic
not
to me,
here with
please.
any agenda. I don't
No,
belong to
you
any
don't
political
give that
party
logic
like
to
you.
me. If at all you want me to answer in your language, I would definitely answer you. Don't give me that logic. Please don't give me that logic. I am not a spokesperson of Byju, neither I know Byju's. I am coming here as an Indian who wants to protect the
So
company
what do
which
you
is a
see as
global
my
leader.
agenda here?
I need to step in, Arnab. Can you please moderate the debate?
What do you see as my agenda
This is
here?
getting out of
gentlemen?
hand.
I am not a lawyer, which is.
This cannot be
No,
a
if
No,
you
no, one minute,
if you
Sanju, I
think this is a
understand that,
stupid
but
logic
it is
that
going
Sam
out of hand.
Bankman
One minute, I'm going to have to
also
extend this
changed the
tonight.
world.
I want to bring in this one point, please.
I want to make an
I'm just,
important
Sanju,
point.
before I come to you, there's one panelist who hasn't spoken at all. I'm being unfair to her. Anisha, if with your permission, I'll go to her. Anisha, you see the issue here is of brand.
Yeah.
And the issue is also, you're a brand expert. There is a question of the responsibility of brand ambassadors and stars who come and say, come fall in love with learning. Now, Mehtab cannot be excluded today. There has to be a responsibility to the follow-up. And education and children, the future of children and the hopes of parents is not something to take lightly. I mean, as a brand expert, what's your take on what's going on here?
So, Arnab, thank you for bringing me in. I just am not the aggressive kind who just would have intruded or broken the chain of conversation. But there are two parts to this, Arnab. I think what we are mixing up is what is ethically allowed in the country. Permission-based database marketing is allowed in the country. On-site marketing is allowed in the country. But the word is ethical, okay? Ethical marketing. But what we are mixing up here is whether Byju's has indulged in, right practices as far as database marketing is concerned and on-site marketing is concerned or celebrity marketing is concerned, or whether they have actually indulged in malpractices which are unethical. If I were to, for the moment, believe that, there have been some malpractices involved, and that is why there are so many parents who are actually today coming and speaking up. It is the responsibility of the organization. As a brand custodian, it almost pains me. It hurts me to see a brand which is such a pride of India. I mean, till a few months back during COVID, it was a lifeline for so many parents. Today, actually being butchered, in public domain like this. And this is what is absolutely wrong as far as the brand custodians are concerned. They let this happen to the brand. They have actually
I'm just
judiciously not indulged in listening to the customer's voice. Because brand marketing is all about.
No, I think there's a transparency.
On the wall.
No, I think I'm so sorry to come to you late, and I know how experienced you are on this, and I know that you are genuine when you say it pains you. And Vineet, I will give a word to Sanju. She's raised her hand out there. But before I wrap up with that, I just need to say one thing. You have said that you have never contacted any parent or any child unless they have sought you out. I am putting that question to the test. Viewers, Byju's has officially said on my program that they have never called, never contacted, never even reached out to someone unless that person has reached out to them. Now, is that the truth? Let me know. I'd love to investigate that. Sanju, quick word to you here. There's a lot of feedback coming in on this conversation, but yes.
Arnab, I just want to start off by saying I think the brand expert who just spoke previously, Anisha, she made a very pertinent point that, people like us have grown up looking up to, companies that stand out in terms of entrepreneurial vision. And, this was a company that started only as recently as 2011, has been, a multi-billion-dollar unicorn in more ways than one. But Anisha makes a very important point that the key brand custodian is not just the brand or the promoter. In the case of Byju's, it is its 115 million registered users who are its brand custodians in more ways than one. And when even one of those 115 million registered users says, becoming a whistleblower, that I have been taken for a royal ride, then I think
I would
listen
yeah.
to the so-called whistleblowers. And I just want to say one last thing here. One last thing. That the key premise on the basis of which the NCPCR has summoned Byju Ravindran on the 23rd of this month is predatory pricing.
We will track this. We will track this. And Vineet, you can tell Byju's himself to come on the program, and we'll have a longer chat about this. Thank you for coming, Vineet. Thank you, everyone, viewers. We're tracking the story from all sides and giving all perspectives. And I shall see you tomorrow with more details and more breaking news. Good night and goodbye.
Powered by Century ProWood MDF, the wood of the future.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
आज तबीयत ठीक नहीं लग रही, तुम ही सब काम निपटा दो ना। अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी एमडीएफ का लो एमिशन प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, हायर डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी है, यानी ये है जहाँ नो टेंशन वहाँ।
Low emission premium plus by Century ProWood.
Life will test you. It will turn your world upside down. Again and again and again. The only way to hit back is to stand up. Stand up every time and say, I'm not done.